What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast. It has been a month and 10 days since we've last posted a podcast. We did get a video up yesterday on the 15th, so we're back. Now we got a podcast. This is episode number 34. I hope your holidays were enjoyable, your Christmas, your New Year's, your Hanukkah, whatever you celebrated or didn't celebrate. Whatever you hated, I hope you hated it well. So, we're here, though. How are you guys doing? I got Flock and Brian with me, as always.
Zug Zug.
Zug
Chug Chug.
Chug Chug, yeah. Zug Zug has certainly been the theme of our lives the last month. Playing a bunch of WoW.
Disappeared into the world of Azeroth.
Bro, I don't like we just started building decks, and I've already edited so much that I already have like a stack of cards that I need to like put away and just don't feel like yet.
Yep.
And I'm just
I did it last night.
There's my stack.
I'm like, how do I already have so many? And some of them I don't remember where, like, one of my Mace Windu cards is here. And I was like, I don't even remember. What deck did I have that in?
I've been building and then testing online, and then I just put it back before I can even get it, onto the table. And I just keep doing that, editing the decks, and it's a mess.
Yeah, you play it on webcam first, and then you're like,
yeah. I played on webcam with Shane. And then, I don't get it on the actual table.
Yeah. And then,
it's awful.
And then the question is, sitting down across from Flock. I mean, we just had, our first recording session Monday.
Yeah.
Or no, Tuesday. And
no, it was Monday.
If you look up irony in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of Flock's face.
And we'll get into this in a second. Flock won a showdown. 19 people? 20 people?
19.
At Red Caps in Philly, playing Cad Tarkintown. And at our recording session, all he did was go to mono. And really the only changes of that deck are like
4 cards.
Isn't
right?
it even just 2? Isn't it like Punishing One and Ruthless Raider? So like 6
I took out
total,
Punishing One, Ruthless Raider, yeah.
And you add in Cunnings, and I don't know what else he added. Oh, Hot Shots or something.
Tarkintown.
Hot Shots, and I put Lurking Ties in there, and I took out...
You took out the black
something else. I took out
the same deck.
Essentially the same deck, yes. He didn't add Bodies. He didn't add Cantina Masters, the broken double yellow cards. And as I'm playing him, which I think this will go up Monday if this podcast is posted Friday night. Where Brian's basically coaching him through how to play the deck that he just won. And granted, there's a few card differences, right? Losing Tarkintown is definitely a big deal.
Spoiler, that he beat me with in the top.
Yeah. Yeah, he beat you in the top 8. You're on Sabine. But I think that's generally a good matchup for Cad. I think there's probably some lines where you can like claw back, but
yeah. But I'm saying like
he beat you, and here you are, you're just like over his shoulder.
Yeah. All right. It's fantastic because I got to see what his hand looked like on the monitor this time, and I laughed because I was like, all right, so it's not entirely my fault.
The deck is very good.
It's fun. I vividly remember one play where Flock was at like 4 resources, and I played the 2/3 Sentinel, the Pike Sentinel, and then Flock. Brian knows that he put Bazine in his row, and so Flock instead plays Cunning from his hand and buffs his Bazine or something, and then
the Bosk.
And no, but it was literally just Bazine out, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
No, if you're talking about the Pike Sentinel one,
yeah. So then you bounce my 2/3 back to my hand, but then I still had 3 resources, so I just played it again. So basically nothing happened on your Cunning.
And then I buffed Bosk for no reason, yeah. Yep.
What I was trying to say was play Bazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just played Bazine there.
So I looked at him, and I thought we had like a genuine connection there for a second, and I said, play it. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I thought you were...
Cunning. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
me and Scott when we play in the basement, I turn my brain off, and I'm just trying to have fun. And also, I overthink things too much. So
there's
it's
definitely many times, like in Blue-Green Villain, I'm sitting on 1 resource, and Flock sits there for 5 minutes. What could he have? For one, I feel like he's got a card that'll exhaust all my units, deal 5 to base, and play a 5/5.
Yeah.
It's just like, Flock, what? I don't even know. Does Blue-Green Villain run a 1-cost, like, Salacious B. Crumb? Maybe. I mean, Kira doesn't even run him, but
no.
There's like no 1-drops. I'm going to shield something if I have a floating resource.
He's the master of suspense unintentionally.
Who also doesn't know how smuggle works. I also love
how
the intro to "Hey, Flock won a showdown" immediately devolves into Flock has no idea what he's doing.
I was flabbergasted. So I'll give you the full. I'm gonna. Can we run into that? Can we go to the showdown?
Yeah, we can go.
Transition. So we get the red caps. It was me, Flock, and Eldis, and Eldis and I are in Sabine. Flock's on Cad Tarkintown, and Flock, just luck of the draw, ends up on stream first game.
This is my first game since early November because I got surgery and all that stuff. So first time playing in like forever.
So he's on stream, first game against a yellow Palpatine that knocked us all out. He was really good. He was my only loss in Swiss of the day. But we all in the car lost to him. So he's really good. And I think you lost to him, right?
Yep.
So in the last, I don't know, I think it was the last action or two of that game, Flock calls for a judge, and I'm having a conversation with other people. So I don't know what he called the judge for. And people are kind of like chuckling, right? So he's like, yeah, like, so if you like smuggle out an exhausted resource, like, can you pay? What was the question, Flock?
So he wanted to smuggle something out, and in the card that he wanted to smuggle was exhausted, and I thought that in order to use that smuggle card to pay for it, to use itself to pay for it, it had to be not a exhausted resource, it had to be a ready to resource. So that was my question, because he wouldn't be able to afford it to pay for itself.
No, that was he had like 6 resources. He paid 2 for something. He had 4 left over, but 2 of the cards were exhausted. One of them was Bazine, and he wanted to play Bazine, and you thought if the card was exhausted, it couldn't be paid. He wasn't trying to pay for it for itself. You asked if
he was. Play.
No, he wasn't.
You always pay for it for yourself.
You don't have to.
He only had 4 resources left. It was on turn 6. He had 6 resources.
If he has 4 resources and 2 exhausted, he can just play Bazine.
And what? But I'm saying
the point of the story is that Flock doesn't know how to smuggle.
The point was.
Wait, he still doesn't know.
He doesn't know. It's not,
the point.
No.
The point was that it was.
All Go on.
No.
All right. So anyway,
if you have enough resources, even if the card's exhausted, you can smuggle it out.
Yeah, I know that now.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Smuggle came out in July for those who were wondering.
Yep.
So we've been on the smuggle train for a while.
But then after that game, it's what, 4 rounds of Swiss, and then it was
4 rounds of Swiss and cut to the top 8.
So then you won 6 round streak. Did you lose any other games, or did you 2-0 everything? Fuck.
I 2-0 everything.
Into top cut too.
In a shred.
Yeah. He like was on a tear, and I saw his draws, so it makes sense that he was on a tear.
I think it was only like 2 games out of all the games I didn't draw Bazine turn 1. But like I would mulligan, and then I get my Bazine. So I didn't even get to use now there are 2 of them too often. I did it maybe 2 or 3 times.
You did to me?
Yeah, I did to you, but like maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the entire tournament. Sometimes I had it, but that was not the optimal play because they were going space or something like that. And I needed to stop space. But yeah.
That probably makes sense on average, especially if like a deck that doesn't draw. Like something like Yoda might hit it more, or like even hero decks where you can play like R2 or the delegate and stuff.
Yeah,
that tracks. Wait, all right. So you only hit it 2 times at a.
I missed it 2 times. Oh
no, right. You said you only played it 2 times, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times, and now there are 2 of them. Yeah, that play.
But then in our best of 3 that we played, you hit it twice. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
You did now there are 2 of them. I think it was like Bazine into now there are 2 of them with Bosk both times. I was like, wait a minute. I don't want to do this.
Yep.
But yeah, now Flock has the 4 Gores.
Yep, 4 Gores.
It was real fun at the end of the night when people were looking around to see who won, and they recognized it was the guy who didn't know how to smuggle.
Yeah, everyone was laughing.
Everyone was laughing about that. They were like, "Really? You sure?" And then it was great. Everyone started commenting when you posted it online. Star Wars is for everyone.
Yeah. Nerd Parker from SwooDB quote retweeted it, said Star Wars is for everybody because I posted Flock's list with his with your rounds. But I mean, it seems like it went smooth. 19 Showdown. I feel like set one, they were inflated. I feel like you got like up to 30 on Showdowns, but now that there's like more events coming out, more Showdowns, more PQs now, like I don't even think I'm going to make a single Showdown because I'm doing 3 PQs.
Yeah. I think that's the more important one to hit.
There's an argument like of maybe like I don't know. We're doing Maryland this weekend. This upcoming Saturday on the 18th. Yeah, and then New York on the 25th, and then in February 22nd is Phillies. So I don't know. Part of me is just like, man, I wish I kind of like cut one down and then did like a Showdown, because then it's like one day where I can go and play SWO in a tournament and be home at a reasonable time. Because all of these are, except for Philly, is like a 2-hour drive. So, you're not getting home till late. But we're not going to stream either of the far ones, just the Red Caps one. So, like Maryland, it's like once all of us don't make Top Cut, which is a very good possibility, we're going to be able to go home.
To me.
Same thing with New York.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we were going to do Maryland, but I think it's just not working out. Didn't really get like commentators for it, and then also just having to be up early the next day on Sunday. I'm not sure because what time did we get home last time? Like 1?
1.
Was it 1?
It was like midnight or 1.
You were sleeping the whole time. It was fine.
I didn't sleep during the car. I slept at the actual event in the back. I almost got locked in the store.
True. But yeah, and then New York, I believe McClunky Gaming is streaming that one, so they have that covered, and so they do an excellent job. I feel no obligation to also bring our stuff. They're going to do a better job than we ever could.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, part of me is like 3 PQs. Kind of wish I scaled back. Maybe like didn't do Maryland. I still want to do New York because New York's a 4K. Granted, they had to swap it to store credit and not cash because official FFG events can't be cash. At least in those kits, I'm sure FFG could like run an event themselves and make it cash, but it makes sense if they're giving stuff to stores to then turn around and go into cash. I mean, I don't know. But either way, but yeah, I mean, Saturday. Quick note on that: all of us are feeling prepped and ready, right? We got hundreds of games under our belts on the decks that we're playing into metas.
I have ones of games.
Yeah, I've pretty much, for me, like quick note, settled on. It looks like my camera froze. We'll just keep going on that because I feel like most people are audio anyway.
That's all right. Screenshot that. We gotta like. Yes, I love it. Screenshot it.
There you go.
There you go. That was really good.
Voss Tarkintown. It's probably just the most that I've played, but it's still just like 10 games. I played Kira in our recordings, and I just feel like I wasn't piloting that very well, and I'm just nervous about like even at Gen Con when I feel like I had a better grip on the deck, I still was getting beat by Han, like stealing resources and stuff, and it kind of made it a little complicated. There are definitely some lines that I knew that I misplayed, so like I walked away from it having a better understanding. But I don't know. I didn't feel great on it, and then I played Han mono into Brian's Obi Tarkintown, and I did play the Rebel version, which apparently is worse than the Tarkintown. And like game 1 and 3, Brian blew me out. Game 2, I like blew him out, but it was still very stressful. So I was just like, yeah, people say, how do you beat Han Yellow? And you beat them by playing against a bad Han pilot. And I feel like I would be one of them if I brought that to a PQ. So I just kind of ruled.
Oh, stop it.
I kind of ruled Han out at least.
Spoiling all our videos for the week next week, man.
For Maryland. What's that?
You're spoiling all our videos.
No one has to watch because now they already know.
I feel like people still enjoy watching Obi-Wan Tarkintown beat Han Yellow.
Not the journey, not the destination. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Voss Tarkintown just felt pretty good. I like the yellow and red hero package. I think it's just nice. I like messing with hands. Spark Rebellion, Kira, K2, Pillage, all that. So that's what I'm playing, but not high expectations.
I have even lower expectations than you. I decided I was going to play Obi-Wan Mono Obi-Wan Kenobi is what I was going to play at the PQs this weekend. And I played a couple webcam games against Shane last night, and I just absolutely... The deck doesn't do, I would say enough, but I really mean anything. I just survived for a really long time until I get overpowered. But I think I lost the... Well, I was just about to say, the decks that I went into are uniquely Shane decks. So
I'll say?
Voss Blue, which fine, yellow blue is
I think
what
that's
I
actually
ended
a pretty
up
decent call. I like that deck.
the show
That
that
looks
I
really
ended up
good.
into. Yeah, I really like it. So I was like, you know what? I think this deck sucks and I got to swap. So I did end up swapping, but then I played against Mace ECL, and that actually has some interesting lines and some decent plays. And his Mace got up to like a 10-13 or something, and I was like, all right, well, I didn't
Yeesh.
find the Rivals Fall that I was looking
I'll say
for.
you
So
you either gotta like Rivals Fall or
guess
just
I'm in
keep Perilous
trouble.
positioning him so he doesn't do
Yeah,
anything.
and I did Perilous, but like it always does so much. So I ended
Yeah.
up on Obi-Wan Petronaki Arena, and I'm basically just gonna brute force my way through Maryland and then end up at an Outback again. So life is good, hard to complain.
Well, for me, I'm just going to reiterate my showdown. It's going to happen. First place in the PQ with the Cad Tarkintown.
Lose
First
round
round's on
one
PQ.
and then
Yeah.
streak it out.
Let's see, like, everyone's playing the Cad Tarkintown, so it makes me not want to play the deck. So that's why I was, like, looking to pivot. I'm obviously not playing blue again because I'm not going to time again, ever again. So I'm like, okay.
Sure about that?
I mean, I won't go to time if I'm less likely to go to time if I'm not playing the control decks. Let's just say that. So yeah, I wanted to switch to like the CAD double cunning shenanigans. It's just not as good as the Cad Tarkintown. I know the Cad Tarkintown. I'm gonna make a few changes to it. I think I've discussed. So like my deck didn't really have hot shots in there, and I think that would be at least prudent to have at least 2 in there. I don't need to do the full 3, but at least 2 might help me because there was a few times where I was just like, when Cad's out there, he's only swinging for 4 sometimes. Sometimes I would like, yeah, let me just swing for a little bit more.
Also hit back for more. Him only hitting
Yeah.
back for 2 can be a liability at times.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't even think about that. But yeah, that's a good thing too. So like, I might put like 2 of those in there. Yeah, I might sideboard. I did have like the Frozen and Carbonite in there in sideboarded, but I was like, it might have been the decks I was playing, but I never really thought I would use it. Hey Rocky.
That's Winnie.
That's Winnie. Oh, it's oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Hey Winnie. I thought it was Rocky. Yeah, I wanted to use the Frozen Carbonite mostly for anything like anyone beefing up. Like I see they were gonna do like a beef up their leader kind of thing, or like Avengers and stuff like that. But a lot of the control decks, I didn't see it really getting too far. And if they got there, I was already losing. Even if I did Frozen Carbonite, the Avenger, they were still gonna win no matter what because they're at like the 9-10 resources. So
Yeah, they can
Like,
just
if
go
you-
haymaker after haymaker.
exactly. So I'm like, I was like, Frozen Carbonite is a great card, but not for leaders and not for the Avenger because if they already have an Avenger, they probably got another one. Where they got like a Snoke or whatever they're doing, the walkers. So I might take that out as my sideboard and put something else in there. Maybe Lurking Ties if I want to. If I'm against control, that's a good one against control because if they have the Power of the Dark Side, you can just choose that. All the pinging that comes from some stuff. So the mirror, it could be good in mirror
Django and stuff.
because I could just choose that. So like I probably put those in the sideboard for the Frozen Carbonite and find a way to get those Hot Shot Blasters in there, and I think it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah.
The last time I played this, I felt like I had too many events, and there was too many times where it's like I wanted all the events, and I was keeping my hand. And I didn't have enough units. Sometimes, like I would just draw like 2 events. So I'm really trying not to get too many events in the deck,
Yeah.
because then I saw myself drawing too many events and not enough. That could be a resourcing issue on my part. But if I just have less, I do it less. So
Yeah. I like Cad Tarkintown. I think it'll be pretty
Yeah.
good.
I think
did
I'll just
before this weekend.
Now you're
maybe my
scarred.
next PQs I'll do some other spice. I'm working on it in my head.
I do want to just say because I'm not gonna let it go ever. That game 1 into Flock's Cad Tarkintown that I ever played against him was Bazine to take my Darksaber as Sabine into now there are 2 of them Zuckus into a 4-lum to kill my Sabine.
Yeah.
I like stalled out as much as I could, and I was like, all right, it's probably fine. 4-lum. Anyway, next topic. Sorry, I just want to bring that up because I'm still
Scene's
bitter
so
about
good. Oh, it's so good.
it. So salty about it.
You salty losing to Flock? No.
Fetch me my hat.
Yeah, we gotta bring the hat
Somewhere
Fetch
around
me
here.
my hat.
to Maryland so that he can wear it in the Outback.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're going to Maryland this weekend, go to New York the weekend after, definitely come say hi to us. Maryland, we already got our spot picked out with the, what is it, Corrados? Corrado's. That's the pizza shop. That's the pizza shop I went to growing up.
Should barbecue into Outback Steakhouse?
Outback, yeah. I was gonna say, what's the other restaurant?
Carrabba's.
Carrabba's, right?
Carrabba's,
yeah. That's what I was thinking of when I said that. But Outback, we'll be there after if anybody wants to come say hello, grab a drink, hang out. We might be there as early as round 3.
Bro.
Maybe earlier for me. I don't know.
Yeah. And then New York, I don't know what that post plan is going to look like, but it's New York. I'm sure there's plenty of things on that right around Hex and Company or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's kind of that. Flock, we're all so proud of you. You did so good. Good job.
Great job.
Thank you.
So proud of you.
Great job, Flockton.
I worked real hard for it.
Put the hours
Sure.
in and it paid off.
Sure. Sure.
But yeah, I mean, obviously we haven't podcasted in like a month and a half, so there's certainly a lot to catch up on. We're not really going to dive too much into the meta just yet, simply because we haven't had experience doing a lot of the matchups, and also
if you're looking for meta advice, you're in the wrong place.
I mean, we also are in the presence of a SWU booster box whale, as the the internet microtransactions would label.
Did that
and
podcast drop yet?
We've gotten news about Carbonite, so I feel like we have to talk about Carbonite.
We talked about that on Sugi's podcast too. I don't know if anyone checked that out. I was very, very alarming news. We were like, yeah, we bought this much booster boxes, and the percentages was really high on my side. Like if you were looking at a pie chart, I have a lot of the pie. Fits me my size. So, but anyway, Carbonite booster boxes are very exciting.
Kato Games, by the way, is Sugi's podcast. Was like TCG Cast, was Lorcana Cast, but now he's opening his store, so that's why it's kind of molded
Metamorphosis
into that. But yeah, I mean, so Carbonite Packs, they've announced it. We saw like teasers for that, and they finally dove into more about what that is. So again, there's no mechanically unique cards that will ever be in it. They're all variants of existing cards from the set. And these packs are limited, so once they're gone, they're gone. You're not going to be able to get them. But the breakdown of them is 1 hyperspace or showcase leaders, then 7 foil cards, then a prestige card, then 5 hyperspace cards, and then 2 hyperspace foil cards. And also the third tier, because the prestige cards come in 3 tiers, it's going to be the base one. Tier 2 is going to have a foil, and then Tier 3 has like a gold border, a foil, and a stamp out of 250. So if you get a Tier 3, you have one of 250 of those serialized cards. And so I'll kick it probably to Brian because he's our resident expert of that.
I thought you might.
But so, if you can try to remember where you were when we talked about Carbonite, like originally, like with Sugi and what our expectations were, what our hopes were, and then upon reading this article, how do you feel? Oh, also showcases are 1 and 2 boxes is the 2 to 3 pull rate.
That was so starting before we even got this news, right? That was how they've kind of marketed this box, right? Increase showcase chances, and that's my bread and butter for this game. I really, really like the showcases. I've dove pretty heavy into the collecting aspect of that. I want the showcases. I have some of them back here on display for set 3. I swapped them out because I had some little underwhelming leaders back there for a while, just to get them aired out from the binder. But that was the premise, right? And I think really what it came down to was the contents of the box and the price, right? Immediately when you start talking about some kind of premium collection, I'm definitely interested, right? The quality of this game and the longevity of this game, I'm hoping is what draws me to it. So I was really looking forward to it. I was hoping that they made a couple choices differently as far as the Carbonite packs go, but on the whole, I am pretty excited. They are what is the MSRP for them? I don't remember because I know what I
20 was it 25 a pack or something?
25 a pack, yeah. So what?
There's like 300. Yeah, I think. What was our pre-order? Wasn't our pre-order like 265? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was gonna rock the boat or anything. I didn't want to say, but so I got one, and they're limiting it to 1 a person.
I got one as well. Yeah.
And my lovely friend in the call, Tyler here, did get,
So
buy
Brian
one
wound
as
up with
well. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up with 2.
Unless
this makes up for the con exclusive pack.
Wait.
I also have been known for having FOMO,
I was
so I
just about
might
to
just
say
keep it.
it could be a
There's a
con-exclusive
chance.
pack all over again.
But I am moving out of my parents, so I am going to be on a strict budget, so I might not want to do that. It's not worth it.
I'm not.
So
I'm gonna be here for always in
yeah,
eternity.
I think
much,
I think I shouldn't do it.
you should.
Well,
No,
so
I
Honestly,
already paid you for
shame.
it, so
I want you to shame me if I do it. I want you to call me out if I say I want to keep it. I want you to literally to blow up my DMs and just shame me.
let me tell you something. I will never ever
back
pass
away.
up an opportunity
Shame me.
to shame you. Okay.
You could do what happened with me is for whatever reason on the website, if you did Apple Pay, it charged you the full amount rather than it was supposed to be like 10% for the pre-order. So eventually, I like messaged Ben. I was like, "Hey, this is pre-order. I thought it was just like 10% down." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I see the error. Blah blah blah. Do you want me to redo it?" I was like, "No, honestly, I'd rather spread out the payments. I'll buy the Carbonite now, so that way when the set comes out, it's like 265 less I have to spend that week at least."
I paid Flockton for mine.
He already paid me for it. Literally, they only took 26 out of my account, and I've already got Brian's
It was
money.
immediate.
So
It was immediate because I just, I don't.
he honestly sent me the money before I even hit like purchase. So like the pre-orders might have been out, and I already got the money.
Well, and the thing about it is, it's FOMO, right? And that's usually your thing. But
Yeah.
when they say,
No, Brian's got big FOMO for
I've got
all
such
our
big FOMO
Yeah.
for this. When they start talking about serialization and they start talking about the prestige cards, which are non-leader showcases, which is pretty cool. Essentially, I would like to see what other cards they have in the Carbonite packs. But my biggest complaint about this, and I think that you might have some similar feelings in the call. I don't know, but I mentioned to you guys both that I wish that they didn't do foil. Right, like every single card at minimum is a foil, aside from the showcase, or aside from the leaders, which could be hyperspace or showcase, in which case that's foil too. But the foiling of the cards looks great. Don't get me wrong, but they are really prone to like pringling. And I would rather them do hyperspace minimum.
Mhm.
I can understand why they're not, because those are kind of more the chase cards than the foils are. And that might just be a little too much concession to give. But I am looking forward to opening them up, and I think what I find, I'm going to stop talking in a second, so you're right there.
Okay.
I think what I find this set will determine whether I buy one next set. But I do want to check it out. I am very interested. I am probably not going to buy as much base set product this time around because I did way too much for set 3, and it was the wrong time to go all in. So, trying to learn from my mistakes and trying to kind of figure out the trends, and it's a matter of I have more money than sense sometimes, and I don't even have that much money. So, rip.
Two things.
Tyler, go ahead.
One, do we know if like the foiling, if you can flatten them out, like do they get flatter in like a binder? You know what I mean? Like if you put them in like any type of thing, does it flatten out a little bit more? I don't know if anyone knows that. That was my only question.
Let me
like,
let me see something.
Because if you put it in a binder, maybe it'll
A big
flatten out a little bit better.
Is inners too.
Yeah.
They're like inner sleeves, the perfect.
Yeah,
fit
like the
sleeves,
perfect fit sleeves are like really tight. You know what I'm saying? Giggity.
What's a set one card that no one uses?
And then the second thing I was gonna say, didn't you just buy a Spark Rebellion box when we were at
At the Showdown, yeah.
at the Showdown? Literally, we walk in and Ryan's like, they have Spark Rebellion. I might just buy a box, and he literally goes, "Yeah, I'm buying a box." I'm like, "Okay, dude. All right."
Yeah, pretty well on
You
Saturday
did?
with that.
Yeah, you made it like a bandit.
I got a Hyper Luke. I got a Foil Cunning. Some other random
You got another Vader.
hyperspaces.
Didn't you get your 6 Vader?
I got another Vader.
Yeah.
Hyperspace Ahsoka.
He's like, I have 2 playsets of Vader. Meanwhile, a lot of people struggle to even get 1 playset of Vader.
Brian's gonna pull like 2 showcases in his 1 Carbonite box, and I'll again end up with 0.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm scaling back, so I did 2 cases for set 3, but with the Carbonite pack, I'm now doing a box of Carbonite and just 1 case.
This is probably fine.
Yeah.
The binder might help a little bit.
Yeah.
The binder will definitely help. Keeping it out of like humid places will definitely help, and then also, doing like inner sleeves and stuff. Like,
yeah, I would just perfect fit them and then put them in a binder and let them sit there, almost like the dried flour in a book
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if you like open it immediately, do enter and go right into a sleeve and start playing with it, I think that should be generally pretty
Yeah.
fine too. Like I think it's Inception, and I think Bobby Sapphire both do it too. They like sleeve their entire collection in inners, so that way when they do sleeve it up, it's already like ready to go. You don't have to like take it in and out of inners.
Sounds awful.
Yeah,
Sounds like
but
a lot
they're
of
also
work.
buying a tenth of the product that you get. Inception still gets a good amount, but like Mike will order like he'll do maybe a box and then singles of like the good cards. So like set 3, he bought nothing up basically. He bought a few uncommons and commons.
Oh my
Shots
gosh.
fired.
Dude, he's been playing like Django Tarkintown. What's
Yeah, nothing
There's
really new besides
first of all, there's no
Django.
legendaries in that deck anyways, and like how many set 3 like some of the best cards from set 3 are the leaders that have no synergy with
Yeah.
Alice Silencers in there.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
a legendary.
Yeah. Still not from set 3.
Watch your tone there when you're talking to me.
Still not from set 3.
No.
But yeah, so I mean it's like the sets I mean the joke that I made, I don't remember if it was our Discord or KTOD, but I was like the 25 cards, 30 cards we've seen so far from set 4
Yeah.
already have me a little bit more excited than like all of set 3. There's definitely like some good like bits in there. I mean, obviously I like Voss, but then even the deck, like what from set 3 did I Plo Koon, obviously
Plo
great
Koon.
addition, but like I mean that
Well, I've been loving now there are two of them. Like, holy, that card is so strong.
yeah, that's definitely one of the
That's a
good
great
ones.
card.
Now there are 2 of them is Boston.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
New R2. Like there's definitely some things sprinkled, but it was just like
Yeah.
legendaries were just made it a little tough to buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Same page as you, Brian. Like, if they just converted, if they swapped it, did like 7 hyperspace and 5 foils or something, I would definitely be a lot more interested. But these prestige cards are going to be sick, and you're going to end up with there's 12 packs in a box, so you'll have 12 prestige cards because they come in a pack. So.
But I
You're gonna
think
hit a showcase, and you're gonna hit a serialized. You're gonna hit a tier. You're gonna hit like 2 tier 3s. I know it. I know it in my blood. Which is you're getting 2 boxes. So
He's
you'll
gonna
hit
get 2 boxes, and then he's
showcases
then he's gonna go on the black market and buy a third. Like,
Well, that's the thing. That's the problem. So, like, we're going back to the compacts, right? The con exclusive packs. I was lucky enough to snag 3, right? Like I mentioned before, and I had a playset, and I was kind enough
you were very
to,
kind.
to give
Big
them
true.
to y'all.
Appreciate
And
it.
now I have 1 that kind of sits in the binder because I don't really love when it's just one of. I want it to be the set, right? And I feel like that might happen here too, where I'm like, oh snap, a really cool prestige card, and then I don't see it again. Because there's what, like 30 something of them? 30? What do they say?
There's like 32, 34. It's all the unique named ships.
Yeah.
In the set. So we've seen
Yeah.
the Falcon. We've seen Fet's Fire Spray, and we've seen
Blue Leader, right?
yeah
Is that
Blue
what it
Leader. I
was?
think it was.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like one of us that's gonna sit in the binder. So I like the idea, I like the thought, but I also was a little disappointed, and I understand why they didn't do it this way because obviously just buy the Carbonite boosters if you're looking for showcases. 1 a box was what my hope was. But that's not particularly realistic. And I guess technically, if you want to call it that way, it is 1 a box because there are 12 packs in a box. So 2
Well,
boxes,
I mean, yeah, by the
24
standard
packs.
memes, but
Like a yeah, but
not really.
I
how
don't
they
know.
broke it up for that.
I'm currently up in the air about how I feel about that, and that was the main attraction to me. And now I don't know next set like what I'm planning to do. But that's a problem for July for me, and not
I was definitely excited. The serialized and the prestige cards, how they handled that, I think, really
That's
keeps me
cool.
in. Because same thing. I was hoping it was going to be like a showcase, a box, but I understand that could have tanked the market pretty hard. For
Yeah.
that.
which is fine too
Yeah.
to me.
But yeah. So I mean, overall, yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy with the 1 box. I don't think I'll do more, and I'm just curious how. I mean, these prestige tier 3 cards are probably going to go for a crazy amount of price. I don't remember the specifics on like if they even said anything of like what the odds are of that.
I don't think so.
But-
I don't. I don't recall.
Yeah.
I think
Also,
they
I
were
don't mind
playing.
the one-ofs too. I'm a little different than you of that. Like if I don't mind. Like I've been playing a lot of Dooku. I have Vaders and Dookus in there, and so I've put one of my con exclusive Dookus and one of my con exclusive Vaders in there and just rocked them.
I mean, I'm gonna have to get over it because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to get a playset of 30 something ships. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really am curious. I guess it depends how many they print, right? How many total boxes do they end up printing for this? Because like the tier 1 and tier like yes, you getting a place of the serialized cards is going to be next to impossible, or it just but your credit card bill is going to be very
imagine,
very high.
imagine I get like a serialized playset of Falcons. Oh my god!
You got to get 1, 2, 3, dude.
Oh,
But
Yep.
I thought the ones and the twos honestly might not be bad, and if it ends up similar to like foils, like we've been talking about, people are probably going to want the tier 1s more than the tier 2s, depending on how the foil is and how it looks too, as well. Because I think it's going to be a little different than the base foil. It almost looked like it was more similar to like the Judge foil than it was the base foil in the packs for the prestige
yeah,
cards.
with the surge.
So yeah, I mean, there might be an option for you. It could be feasible for you to get a few play sets of, I mean, foils. I mean, there'll be foiled prestige cards, but you know, there's an option.
We'll see what capital ships come of this set. I might have to, angle my sights towards that because I'm gonna bring Piet to Worlds. I've decided. Yeah,
Dude, Piet, I like
Already
Piet.
decided.
I do like Piet.
That's good. Yeah.
Piet looks amazing.
One less for capital ships. Ayo.
Dude, I mean,
Or two.
we've gotten some. I mean, we've gotten a new Devastator.
Mhm.
We got a new Home 1. Yeah, the Falcon, the Fire Spray. I mean, I think that's looking. We got the Red Leader as well. Looking pretty good. I think there's gonna be some nasty ones, and one of those is gonna be a horizontal card, right? So that's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
nasty.
that's gonna be the chase for me. So if I don't pull that in the however many packs I get, probably not gonna do it again next set. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I lied. I will. But
I could see myself staying consistent at this, but also maybe, like, if anything, adjusts. Unless this is a terrible experience and I hate opening these packs, I could see myself dropping down to like 3 boxes
well,
of the actual set and then 1 Carbonite.
I also, not to jump topics, but I also need to start budgeting for whatever the hell Gamegenic brings to the table. Because they've been knocking it out of the park, too. We saw that stream this week, and
Ooh.
I was floored.
Yeah.
And originally, I was... Oh, sorry, Jack, go ahead.
No, go.
Originally, I was like, I don't know if I need any of this. And that's not the right question to be asking. Because
Well,
I want
they
all
hit us with so many new products. Like, it's not like it was just like the same old, like, all right, do I really care about sleeves? Like, I already have plenty of play mats. Like, we're lucky enough to have the CC play mats of It Binds All Things
Yeah.
and armor. Like, you know, even though, like, Maul and Yoda I thought looked sick, I didn't really want to buy those play mats.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm looking forward to those binders.
yeah, real quick, we'll touch on that. We didn't talk about this precast just because we were going to do the 2 articles, but we'll definitely mention this before we get into the sectors and regionals article that
Not
they
to
talked about.
derail us. Sorry.
But no, that was good because I wanted to hit on those anyways. But they're coming out with like 2 new token sets. One is like a standalone token pro, and the important part is that they're double-sided now. They're 1s and 3s and 5s and 10s, which is probably the biggest complaint that people had is not only are they now double-sided, there's also they come in 3s. Like I hated having even 3 single ones on there, and especially 4 single ones on there. So there's the base set of that. It comes with 55 tokens, like Epic Action, Initiative, all the stuff that you think. There's no new tokens in the Pro one. But then there's the Premium Tokens Pro, which is more of an expansion pack. Like if you already own some and you don't want to buy a full thing. This is 40 of them, but it also comes with a Plan, Blast, and 10 Sentinel tokens as well, along with the double-sided ones as well. So that's coming. The Token Pro, the first one is $35. The Premium Expansion is $20. And then going through, they now have the Twin Sun Soft Crate, which I thought was pretty cool too as well. I mean, these soft crates are great budget options. Like I'm a sucker for the premium deck pods, but these soft crates, like absolutely no shade. If you're like, I don't really want to spend 35, 40, 45, whatever it is on these premium pods.
Agreed.
These
Yeah.
soft crates are
Art
great.
looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Gareth stuff. So.
Yep. Those are $13. And then they showed off the new Twin Suns deck pods, it's essentially the same as the regular deck pods that we have, but there's like extra room at the bottom where it says Twin Suns and Arabesh. And then on the other side, there is another spot for a leader. So your leaders will be on like both sides of your deck pod. But the crazy thing that got everybody hype about this is that in the colors, you will get a Hyperspace foil alt art version of a 30 HP base. The blue one, you get Dagobah. The green one, you get Echo. The red one, you get Catacombs of Kadera. And the yellow one, you get Jabba's Palace. And then, I don't have it marked down, but for the hero and the villain one, one of them is experience and one of them is shield. And those are Hyperspace alt arts as well. So again, the same prompts, right? You're not getting anything like different, but they definitely look amazing. And almost, I'm not going to go chasing the experience and the shield ones because I'm just going to use the Gamegenic like tokens that they made.
Yeah.
But I might need to get one of each of those bases. But I also don't want to buy 4 deck pods, so we'll see how they float on the secondary. They'll have to be cheaper than deck pods, right? Because like if it's above that, it's like, all right, might as well just buy the deck pod.
Yeah.
So, question to you, right? And this is just like a flavor question. If you had to choose, you could only get one of those bases. Which one are you going for? I feel like Tyler would go for Jabba's Palace.
I'll say I'm either
I
green or
do
yellow.
like Jabba's Palace.
I think you go for Echo Base, and I think I'm going Dagobah.
Yeah, those are my top 3. I mean, I think Catacombs is the one I want the least. But I think Catacombs is like the biggest glow up. I don't think the Catacombs base art is like anything crazy,
That's
but I
special.
think so yeah, there's that product, and those are $45 for the Twin Suns ones. And they are a little bit bigger, so if you do have like for example, like one of the third-party 3D printed stuff, you'll have to get like a bigger one unless you want it sliding around and stuff in there, which might not be a big deal, but yeah, they're all. So the villainy, the black one comes with the shield, and the heroism, the white one, comes with the experience. And then the hot topic of it, I guess, is the damage pads.
Yeah.
Which are coming out. Which, if you haven't seen, it's like just a little thing that you can slide your base into, and then you can do the spin wheel of it. It goes up to 49, so the designers can go up to 49 without Gamegenic having to make a new damage pad that goes higher than that. Those are $15. I mean, they're cool in theory. It's just a little awkward potentially for new players to go against it who don't know and don't remember exactly what the base is, right?
Yep.
I mean, at this point, we all know what 30 HP bases are. There's nothing on them. But now that we've gotten to the territory of some of the rare bases aren't 25, they're what are they, 24 and 26?
26, 24.
Yeah. Like getting into that zone, sure, even by next set 4, probably not a big deal, but like I could see maybe somebody's just been playing the game for 2 months and they're jumping in around set, 5 or 6, and there's now potentially double the amount of rare bases, and they're like having to ask every 5 minutes how much is left. And also the concern is too that if you start at 30 and count down, that's not how the rules intend you to play. So there's definitely some concern around this. If I were to get this and use this, I probably would still just count up.
I did think of a solution. All I gotta do is flip it upside down, where the actual base will be in the bottom right, like the health, and then the top left will be the remaining health. So, like chopper, like in the description, it says chopper base. That will be like on the bottom, and then on the bottom right would be the base. It would be facing your opponent.
So the artwork faces your opponent.
Artwork faces your opponent. It's the only downside to it, but then you could have both being shown.
Yeah.
So
Domain expansion. The man wins one
But, like-
showdown and he becomes a
but, like,
problem
domain
solver.
expansion.
but like it does stink. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they could have done this design and put it in the bottom left corner. But your little you're tracking anything in the bottom left, and you can see everything. But
The design is super sick though. Like I think these look very sleek.
Yeah.
Like I'm interested in
And-
getting
and-
one just
and-
to have one.
yeah, and knowing Gamegenic, because like they do really good quality stuff, and they were talking about the clicking. They must have spent hours trying to get the perfect click for like the spin wheel. That's not an easy task to get a good click for that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see them in person before I buy one, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're not crazy. They're $15, so they're not like a crazy investment for that. One of the other things that they unveiled, which I think is pretty cool. But I'm kind of a box enjoyer, so I don't know if I'll get this. But for $70, you can get the premium Cardport XL, which are like the big binders, and then they have like the box that it can slide into, so you can lay them horizontally without worries of cards sliding or things moving around. And they are designed to fit perfectly into that like IKEA box shelving. So they seem great. They don't come with the I want to say sleeves, but not sleeves. The pages.
The insides.
Yeah, the
Oh
inserts
yeah,
on the inside.
pages sold separately.
Gamegenic does sell them, so you definitely can grab them from that. But it's like, yeah, it's $70, but unless you have them laying around, it might end up being $80 per. And I think it's just one single.
I think at this point, I don't really want to redo my
Your
stuff. I've got
collection.
a system now, so
Yeah.
going forward, I wouldn't mind doing that. But I mean, I don't.
And they also, so they have like a, if you've, I don't have one next to
I
me.
do. A zip-up binder?
Yeah. So they're doing like a high quality one that is like black and it says like embroidered Star Wars Unlimited on the front for their nice ones, and that's like zip and high quality. Yeah, I imagine it'll be just like that.
Oh yeah, those are nice ones.
And then they're also coming out with
I love
ones
this.
that are plastic, like front and cover, and that has like the artwork. It's got the original like sleeve design, the blue, and then the other one is like Darth Vader's TIE Advanced in the trench run, shooting at probably just Luke's X-wing or something. For the other artwork. Well, and that one's cool because like when you fold it out, you see the full artwork.
Yeah.
And then they showed the Twin Suns playmat. The other playmats we see, we're getting an XL, and also they're all stitched this time around, which is huge. And they also made a point to say they're stitched, but they're flat, because that's sometimes the issue with stitched is that, you know, if you're trying to take a card off the mat and you like to slide it off to get like an easier like grip on the bottom to pull it up. If you're like me and you don't have fingernails because you bite them all the time, because it's flat, it's not going to get stuck on the corner and like damage the card. I mean, the card's not going to get damaged on stitch mats, but the sleeve isn't going to get damaged. And so they have that. They have an XL, which is like the Falcon getting chased by some TIE interceptors. The Fett's Fire Spray, it looks like just like a First Order Stormtrooper. And then another one with the Battle Scarif going on, which is also on one of the Twin Suns soft grades artwork as well. So all that stuff is coming out. We see Phasma on one of the regular soft crates. There is just a bunch of stuff coming out. I thought after set 1 I wouldn't have to go crazy for Gamegenic stuff again, but here we are in set 4, having to spend
Just when I think I'm out, they
A bunch
pull
of-
me
yeah.
back in.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're just approaching 50 minutes, but I still want to get through the sectors and regionals. So, any other thoughts on some of the Gamegenic product?
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
2-player mat.
Really-
I'm
really
excited
like
for.
it.
The Twin Suns map.
Or yeah, that.
So they already have a 2-player map. We use it weekly.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But all right, cool. So yeah, I mean, so this is one of the big questions we've kind of had now that we've seen PQs get off the ground. Back when Josh was still there, he had already mentioned sector and regional qualifiers. But since he left, is a little bit silent on this front. So we finally got some information. We still don't have dates exactly, but I'd really hope we can get that stuff soon. But at least they're giving us this information. So on their article on their website, sector qualifiers are going to be a large-scale 2-day events that take place only a handful of times throughout a given organized play season, which is generally a year. These events seat over 1,000 people, and that's just for the main event. There's also going to be side events, which we'll go into. And so the main event itself is going to take place over both days. The first day is going to be entirely Swiss, and then everybody with X and 2 record is going to move on to day 2, which will be another batch of Swiss rounds, and then a cut to top 8 elimination, which also takes place on that second day. And then whoever wins is the champion of that event. And so the main prize of that is a guaranteed spot in day 2 in the upcoming Galactic Champions, which you get by just making top 8. So PQs, you have to get it by winning, but for sectors, you just have to get top 8. Just easy top 8.
Easy.
But that isn't the only prize, and this is actually a big part that we've kind of harped on about the original like PQ prizing, is what else there is, right? It's not the only prize there, and there's also stuff that you get by just participating. So just participating in the main tournament, you'll head home with an Aldar Obi-Wan Kenobi, the original, the 6-cost 4/6 Sentinel, a custom canvas tote bag, a participation game mat, and a sector qualifier medal initiative counter. All dub, and if you haven't looked, head to the website. It is the World Between Worlds is like the artwork for these cards, and to me, they absolutely nailed it. I think this looks amazing. But yeah, so it kind of talks about top 64. You get some extra booster packs and all these other things that go throughout. Top 8 will earn yourself a Kylo Ren promo for that. And they also said there's going to have side events of Premier Pods, Draft and Sealed, Twin Suns, miniature 8-player tournaments, larger tournaments as well. And then there's going to be prize walls for that, which is going to be huge as well. That's going to be a big draw for myself, is that. And then lastly on sectors, they say it begins in April, and there will be 4 of them that take place before the Galactic Championship. So starting in April and through mid-July, there will be 4 somewhere. And this is probably global, so I'm biased in the U.S., so hopefully there's 2, and then probably 1 in Europe and like 1 in Brazil or something would be my guess. And also the playmat is Poe Dameron flying over that lake by
Takodana.
Takodana, shooting all the TIE fighters down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, initial reaction to sectors. How are we feeling about that?
Perfect. Perfect. No notes even.
No
I mean,
notes?
I'm gonna give you notes because that's what we're here for. But no, I think they have some great selections as far as and for the sector too, which we haven't gotten to yet. But we didn't talk about those cards, right?
What cards?
The
The regional
Palpatine.
ones?
Yeah.
Not for regional. We didn't talk about the Rey and the Palpatine.
Okay,
Just
so
Obi.
great selection, and I like that there's going to be a prize wall and side events because if you've got groups of over 1,000 people, the side events are going to be packed, and they run from start to finish from the day, right? As long as the place is open. So I love that. You can find me there after round 3 on day 1. I'm really going to enjoy if we can make it to one of those.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. Prize wall and all that stuff. I like how they do it with setting up the event and where they're going to be at. So I think it's going to be cool to like go to new places, hopefully. And it's going to be cool. That's going to be like one event basically. So like a lot of people that I've never played against, going to meet a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of fun because like stuff like Gen Con, like we went, but like there was not an actual serious event for like a Worlds event invite. So like going to this would be like everyone should be there. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah. Yeah, Gen Con was what, 128, and this is the sector's 1,000, and regionals 2,000. I think
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, even then, just like skipping ahead to the regional stuff, same thing. It's gonna season 0. It's gonna kick off. The playmat this time is who's that? I'm assuming that's Piet.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
On the artwork with the Death Star in the background, it looks like there's a playmat. I can't even tell what is that a custom
sleeves?
Maybe sleeves. There's a soft crate with it.
I think it's gotta be sleeves for the crate and the soft and the mat.
I don't have it up.
Because didn't they do sleeves for Destiny
lanyard.
too?
But that looks, I don't know. That kind of looks too big for sleeves, but I can't really tell.
I thought. Oh yeah, true.
I don't see anything about sleeves in this.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same size as the cards.
It doesn't. I don't see anything about sleeves in the description.
Okay.
Crate deck box themed after the Executor and Admiral Piet.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's same thing. You get it. All art. Palpatine is the promo participation one. You get a game mat. You get a custom tote. You get a custom lanyard. Regional qualifier medal initiative counter and a regional qualifier soft crate deck box, again themed after the Executor and Admiral Piet, and a pack of regional qualifier card sleeves. Oh, there you go. I'm just blind, Flock.
I got lucky.
Dude, I'll eat my crow, bro.
Yeah, actually, those being sleeves makes me want them even more.
Yeah, that's nice.
If they're Gamegenic, they're
100% Gamegenic.
Yeah, I mean they should be, right?
They're gonna be Gamegenic, yeah, no shot.
I just remember some of the sleeves that they handed out previously, like just at previous like world events.
Oh yeah,
they just weren't. They weren't partnered with Gamegenic then, so there's no precedent for that. But yeah, so that's already a ton of prizes. But if you make day 2, again X and 2 record, you can earn more. Simply playing in day 2 means you get the Alt Art Rey promo, and while placing in the top 128 gets you some extra boosters. Top 8, you get a placement copies of the Rey promo cards and a game map based on your final placement. And make it to the semis above, you earn yourself a special plaque commemorating your status as a regional qualifier top player. And there will only be 2 of them starting in May before Galactic Championships. So from May to mid-July, there'll be 2 of them. But we don't have dates. We don't have any idea of locations. We don't have any idea. But, I mean, this is a great step up. It feels like they had enough lead time for these to boost up the promos and stuff that they're having.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I do love the card choices. Like, I know they're not like all crazy meta staples, but I think like Kylo Ray's great. Just like theme of that. I also think the artwork looks great. I love Ray especially. And then Obi's he's been pretty much like a staple in blue hero decks in general. Palp's kind of been on the outside looking in, but I feel like just the choices are really great. They're all iconic characters. Like, you're going to be excited to get an alt art of Emperor Palpatine with the World Between Worlds border around it. It looks sick.
Yeah.
And they're like alt arts too, for anybody that hasn't seen them. Like, it's not just like a new border, it's a whole new artwork as well. But that's 2 legendaries and 2 rares.
It's
The
nice.
picks. So, I mean, this is this is massive. This is
Massive W.
not like, remember when PQs were first announced and the participation only went to 64 instead of 128 or something? Yeah, and they did fix that, right? They sent out 64 more. Everybody did get it, but it's like I think it's very, very important to have something, especially when you're talking about like 2-day events, for people that go to that to get something from that as well. You don't want somebody to fly out to Worlds, bomb on they play the first day, they bomb first day, 0-3 drop, and then they have nothing to do like the whole weekend. You know, you want to reward them for coming to the event, but you also still need to give some awesome stuff to the people who do top cut, which I feel like that is. Like, I think Ray, I think Kylo are awesome. I think the plaque is awesome. I think the top 8 playmats. These look, the wording of the top 8 and stuff like this look a lot more natural on these playmats than they did for the key arts that we got from the PQs for me. So
I agree.
they look about the same size, but the champion looked rough for me on like the key art for set 2. Set 3, I think it looks a little better, but I think the set 3 artwork is just also cooler. Anakin and Asajj and Rex all look cooler than anything else. But
yeah, totally agree.
Cool. All right. I mean, any other thoughts on some of the stuff? We're at an hour, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Hype.
Yeah,
Hype. Yeah.
I'm ready.
I just like traveling with you guys. It's fun. Brian hates it, but I love it.
He loves it on the inside.
He does.
I'm already getting a headache preemptively from all the time. I
Wait. So Worlds were sharing the bed together, right?
No,
because
we spent all Saturday together last weekend, and I texted Jack with that that face where I was like, "Oh my god, the next 2 Saturdays are going to be this again."
They are.
Oh.
Yeah,
But it's great. I'm excited. These are awesome developments, and I think that we're just continuing to get better.
Mhm.
So,
and yeah, I mean, just any communication from FFG. Also, like, all this, I think we're excited by, but they're also very, very excited by the Galactic Championship and what they have planned for that. So it's like, if this is already looking pretty good, and they're even triple excited for Galactics, I'm very excited to see what they do for Vegas, which we've got our room booked. Haven't done flights yet because we're still pretty far out. And then hopefully those tickets come out soon too. Like, it also would be nice if they come out soon, so then I don't have to like buy a plane ticket and then a month before try to get a ticket to the event. But
what if we don't get the event? Oh, get the ticket. Oh,
I think
no.
we'll be all right. I think they'll be if regionals are 2,000. I mean, Worlds has to at least be 3.
I'm going to tell you something. The room's booked anyway. If we don't make it, we're just going to Vegas.
At least it's Vegas. Yeah,
There's stuff to do.
that's true.
I'm totally fine with that, by the way. If that happens. Very unlikely, but
Yeah,
go to Vegas.
I'm curious how it'll be if it's like you have to buy a ticket for the main event, but also you could just like show up and do pods, for side things. But
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
we'll see. All right, cool. It felt good to be talking SWU again, playing SWU, putting cards on the table. I still see you guys and hear from you plenty, so I still have the headache regardless when we weren't playing this SWU or not. But it felt good. It felt good to be back. We're on a good schedule again. I know all of us are excited to be playing PQs, and already set 4 cards have got us excited for that. So yeah, any closing thoughts?
You didn't like the 17 text I sent you today about Obi-Wan Petronaki?
Yeah, well, no, I don't mind that because I was like, at least there's some interesting like decision points. You kept sending me the mono blue one. You're like, all right, how can I improve this? I'm like,
You can't.
swap the base.
You can't. It's pretty bad.
I was an advocate for green. I mean, yellow's interesting because I think there's some cool cards of Spark and Falcon, and I was like, I can
Now
at
there are
least
two
like
of 'em.
think about stuff there. Where's blue?
No,
I
there are
was
two
like,
of them.
Yeah, now
Sugi?
there are two of them.
Midnight repairs.
I actually do like. I do like.
I like Suki. Midnight repairs makes sense on the
a
other
lot of
one.
stuff is upgraded anyways too. So, but yeah,
I'm gonna stop before I
convince
I
yourself
get
back.
lost here. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate you watching. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, wherever you do, especially on the social medias because we're always posting the spoilers as they come out and are released by it. But yeah, we're not. I mean, I think I'm allowed to say this, but we're not getting one. They're going to be rotating content creators to make sure like it's exploded. Right, there are so many content creators. And I think it's a good problem for them to have of having to rotate that because, if everybody just gets one, some people are getting the draft chaff and it's just like not exciting for them. But, if they're rotating content creators, everybody can get like a neat card at least to
Talk
drum
about
up excitement and stuff. So I think it's a good thing. We're not offended at all. We've been treated very well by FFG. So we're not slighted.
I'm mad.
Anyone that was offended or scarred by the human flockipede last set, just be thankful.
Yeah,
we're not
maybe
doing
that is why they're like we gave them the
Mistake.
intro last time. We
Yeah.
gotta take a break from them.
What did I do?
The General Grievous, you and Brian.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
We should do that again.
Past you,
All right.
Tyler.
We got to do that one again.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Follow us, and we'll catch you all next time. Deuces.